I want to talk
And these,
about election integrity. The president signed an order today. Let's play a little bit of this. Number seven. We'll play a little bit of it. But before you play it, the president's basically doing something that Republicans in the past have been reluctant to do. He seems to be telling states how to run their elections, saying, for instance, no counting of votes after election day. Everything's got to be counted by election day. So go ahead and play number seven, and then we'll talk about it.
Lastly, sir, we have an executive order for your attention on the very important subject of election integrity. We believe that this executive order is the farthest reaching executive action taken in the history of the Republic to secure our elections. Among numerous other aspects of this executive order, this is going to cut down on illegal immigrants on the voter rolls, ensure that the Department of Homeland Security and the data that they have available is being fully weaponized to ensure that illegal immigrants aren't voting. This will include a citizenship question on the federal voting form for the first time. This executive order instructs the EAC to cut federal funding to states that don't take reasonable steps to secure their election. This calls on the Department of Justice to vigorously prosecute election crimes, particularly in states that we don't believe are in compliance with federal law around election integrity. I could go on and on for a while, sir, but compliance with national election day rules, cracking down and investigating and prosecuting foreign interference in our elections, revoking President Biden's Executive Order 14019, which essentially weaponized government to corrupt and pollute our election process. There's a lot in here, but we believe that these are very important steps that we need to be taking as an administration at your direction to ensure that our elections are as secure as they possibly can be.
Okay, you all understand?
All right.
Yes.
All right. Jump out of this.
Election fraud.
Hogan, why is the federal government telling the states how to run their elections? I thought that was not something Republicans believed in.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that's what the executive order did. Now, I've not read through the entire thing, but as you know, I also have worked and run as a co-chair with Ken Blackwell, the Center for Election Integrity at the America First Policy Institute. So I have some knowledge of this. And while we tend to lean toward federalism because what works in Mississippi may not work in Massachusetts or Maine or Montana, the fact is there are a lot of these things out there that do go to protect legal votes and legal voters that 85% of the people in this country agree on. One of those things is having ballots returned to election officials by election day, having photo identification to prove you are who you say you are when you vote. And I didn't say voter identification, I said photo identification. In addition, 83% of people don't want illegal aliens voting in our elections as well. So this looks like it's a step to highlight the issues we face at the state level, and we'll see, which ones decide to comply or not. But I thought it was a good move by him to kind of talk about the things that so many people in the country clearly care about.
Steve.
For instance, are we comfortable with people who are serving overseas in the military, serving our country, that if their ballot doesn't get there till after election day, that it doesn't get counted? Last I checked, the Republicans were for that. And last I checked, when I was in politics full time, the Republicans were for the states running elections. They believed in states' rights and that states should administer their own elections, not the federal government. So the hypocrisy of the Republican Party and of this White House is really stunning. But I would start with, are we going to let our service members who mail in their ballots not get counted because they don't get there by election day?
Did it say that in the?
Yeah.
You just said it.
I think there might be an exception in there, but I don't know that. So let's move on.
Well,